Welcome to the Terrible Take, a mini podcast telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Josh Carney. It's no secret that the Pittsburgh Steelers have two rather strong options in the backfield in running backs Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren, both of whom combined to help the Steelers become the number 7 rushing attack in the NFL down the stretch in the second half of the 2022 season. Now, ahead of the 2023 season, the Steelers are very clearly leaning into that bully ball style that was so successful in the second half of last season. That style that worked in the second half of last season will make the Steelers a run-heavy offense in 2023, at least early on under offensive coordinator Matt Canada. Knowing that, a recent debate my Steelers Depot colleagues and Joe Camarota and Jonathan Heitritter had about Warren cracking 500 rushing yards this season certainly piqued my interest. At first glance, I leaned yes, considering he rushed for 379 yards last season on just 77 carries, and should see more than 100 carries this year in the Steelers' offense, assuming health. He was a dynamic runner last season, often creating something out of nothing, and really provided that explosiveness the Steelers needed at times in the run game. But the more I thought about it, and continue to think about it, I can't see Warren hitting 500 yards on the ground this season. And it's through no fault of his own. Considering the hype surrounding Najee Harris entering year 3 with a strong offensive line in front of him, if Harris takes off this season like expectations are, there might not be enough carries to go around for Warren overall. Based on initial expectations and projections, Harris is believed to be on the cusp of a breakout in 2023, which could look something like north of 1,300 rushing yards and double-digit rushing touchdowns. That might seem a bit high when you hear those numbers, but remember, Harris rushed for 677 of his 1,033 yards after the Week 9 bye last season on 164 carries. Average that out to a 17-game season, again assuming health. Harris could be looking at a 1,300-yard season on roughly 300 carries, which would come pretty darn close to his rookie season numbers when he was a true bell cow for the Steelers' offense. If Harris can hit those numbers and Warren comes close to 500 yards somehow, the Steelers' offense should be one of the better ones in the league, especially on the ground. But right now, projecting 500 rushing yards this season for Warren as the number 2 running back in Pittsburgh seems like a bit of a stretch. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with Alex Kozora and Dave Bryan every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.